Spurs led by as many as 20 tonight, but the Denver Nuggets grabbing their first lead with under 5 minutes to go in the ball game and not relinquishing it, coming into San Antonio and escaping with a 136-131 win here at the Frost Bank Center. Nate Ryan, the Lone Star legend, TJ Ford. TJ, this is an unfamiliar feeling. The last time the Spurs lost in this building, you and I were here, it was January 25th, but the Nuggets closing it out down the stretch.
Oh, the Nuggets did what the Nuggets did, and they was able to continue to stay with it, continue to keep their pace, their poise, and their two superstars was able to play big tonight. And even though we was up 20 points, they was just able to be relentless, and that's what the Denver Nuggets do. When they stars are able to play and have that chemistry with amongst each other, they was able to will their team to a win. And
in closing time, Jamal Murray was throwing 7-11s down this stretch, finishing with 39 points. This is what he does. It's the 7th game for Murray this season of at least 39. But you see that number there, TJ, making your foul shots, 15 of 15 at the charity stripe.
He was huge. He's one of the best guards in the league. Underrated, doesn't get talked about a lot, especially this season. And he was able to be very, very elite tonight and be very efficient. And he carried this team here in the second half with his points and being unstoppable on offensive end.
Nikola Jokic as well with a triple-double for Denver as the Nuggets get the win. Back-to-back wins for Denver. They were on a second night of a back-to-back tonight. They beat the Rockets last night, and then here in San Antonio. For the Spurs, a bright spot, the return of HB. Harrison Barnes with a great performance off the bench. This is the first game for HB in 5 contests. Remember, he missed a couple of games with injury, snapping that Iron Man streak of over 300 games played, but good to see HB returning to form tonight, TJ.
Oh, definitely. You know, he was able to be out for some time and come back and make shots and carry us in the first half. And Harrison Barnes was a bright spot for us tonight. You know, obviously, when you look at the second half, you look at the defensive intensity that we had, continuously putting them on the foul line. That was a big difference in the second half that allowed us not to play with our pace, our tempo, everything that we had going in the first half. They kind of took that away, and that's what happens when you foul a lot. You don't get to keep your offensive intensity. You don't get to keep your rhythm. And they went to the foul line, and they knocked down majority of their free throws as well.
You saw that note. First 20-point game for Harrison Barnes since December 23rd. Steph Castle also had a triple-double tonight for San Antonio. Remember, Spurs were playing without Victor Wembanyama tonight. Here were 3 of Castle's 30. More Spurs post-game live after this.
Spurs. So those guys are really looking to kind of find their way in the West to try to make this thing as complicated and as difficult as it could be in these standings here for the next few weeks here as the NBA season continues. And it's going to be a race to see who falls where and what matchups are going to fall in line as we get closer to this playoff. So I'm kind of excited for it.
Man, wouldn't it be fun to see these two teams line it up in the postseason?
I don't want to see Jokic right away. Give him to someone else.
That's not what I was expecting right there. We'll wait on the Nuggets. We won't wait on Mitch Johnson, the Spurs head coach, following tonight's loss.
Mitch, what were the
final decision?
I mean, it was a close call because there was a chance he could play, but yeah, it was clear that it was the right decision in terms of there was nothing that we wanted to risk, has kind of been the North Star of every decision we've made or tried to have in terms of our intention with him, and don't think it'll be a long-term thing. So hopefully the rest will do him good.
optimistic he might play Saturday?
I do, but that doesn't mean he will. It's going to be a wait and see thing. But yeah, I mean, he was pretty close tonight. So again, hopefully the rest serves him well. But if not, then we'll go to the next game.
You did get Harrison back tonight. How do you think he looked after the time off?
He looked great. He gave us a huge lift. Yeah, just more depth, another body. We needed it obviously tonight. A lot of minutes to fill with Victor out, and really nice to have him back in the fold.
What did you think of the, I guess, approach and the pace that you guys had offensively down the stretch when, the bucket sort of dried up a little bit there for you?
Yeah, I thought, there was a group that hadn't played as much, and we tried to keep the pace and be organized, and they made some tough shots, which I think we probably let affect us too much. Some of the shots they made were great shot makers making shots, and so we got to get on to the next play. And I think there's some stuff we can clean up, but I also thought we got some good looks, missed some good shots that I wouldn't want to take back.
You guys gave Carter and Keldon some run at small ball 5 tonight. What did you think of those minutes and how they played there?
I thought they were great. I thought they fought. I thought they tried to front. I thought, yeah, I have no complaints regarding the physicality and the competitiveness that we showed tonight. I thought there was some gamesmanship that was good for us to go through and experience tonight.
It seems like you've been doing more small 5 lately. Is that something that you're almost warming up for potentially using in the postseason when you shrink the rotation down?
I don't know if we're going to shrink the rotation down, and I don't know. It's one of the luxuries of having a good team with a lot of good players. I like the idea of playing small at times, I like the idea of playing big at times. I think we've also been pretty good when we've been traditional this year, so it's going to be something that's going to be discussed amongst the staff and talked through, and I'm sure different games will have different personalities and different.